This week's story involves...
I am Roger Crowley, the wickedest man in the world, and there is no end to my wickedness. On Tuesday I went to the supermarket, and I placed a jar of pickles in the marmalade section, shouting, "Let the mayhem commence." I hoped old blind Mrs. Rampton from number 19 would pick up the jar of pickles, mistaking it for marmalade. Thus, unfortunately, one of the shelf stackers spotted the misplaced jar and put it back where it belonged. He will be punished. My plan had failed. But imagine if I had succeeded. Mrs. Rampton eating pickle on toast. Imagine her confused old face. Oh, yes. One day you will all see my power.
Lost milk, monkey.
I am Roger Crowley. Destruction follows me like a shadow. On Tuesday, I filled a parcel with maggots and posted it to the Prime Minister of Canada, whoever he is. "Let the mayhem commence," I cried as I walked back from the postbox. By the time he opened it, the maggots would have hatched, and all the flies would burst out into his face, thus. On Thursday morning, my doorbell rang. The postman had a parcel for me. I tore it open before I had a chance to read the label. Insufficient postage returned to sender, and the flies swarmed into my house. My plan had failed. But imagine if I had succeeded. Imagine what those flies might have done. Oh yes, my friends, one day you will all see my power.
Now!
I am Roger Crowley, the wickedest man in the world. Wicked is as wicked does. On Tuesday, I threw doped bread into my garden and watched as the birds that ate it fell to the ground. Let the mayhem commence. As the birds slept, I tied bits of string from their feet to my hands. Soon the birds would wake and carry me aloft over my neighbor's garden, thus. Mr. and Mrs. Rampton at number 19 would have no option but to worship me as a god. Unfortunately, when the birds woke, instead of rising as one, they became enraged and pecked at my face and eye. My avian scheme had failed. But imagine if it had not. What wickedness there would have been! Oh yes, one day you will all see my power.
To get from a guy, right? The guy's name is Tony.
I am Roger Crowley, and you will never meet a more wicked man. On Thursday, I decided to raise the Loch Ness Monster from his watery depths, hypnotize him and make him my slave, destroying all who refuse to bow before me. Let the mayhem commence. I made my incantation, and the watery beast rose up and floated towards me as though hypnotized. And here he is. Oh my. Look, he is in my power. I am hungry, Roger. Yes, I know. I need flesh. I will eat Mrs. Rampton. Shh, be quiet, Nessie. You have 2 days to agree to my demands, or the monster is released. Oh, yes. One day you will all see my power. My name is Roger Crowley, You may know me by my wickedness. On Thursday, I saw an owl in my garden. Let the mayhem commence, I sneered, as I kicked the wise bird in the face. Unfortunately, on this occasion, the owl was a stone one that I used to decorate my rockery. And as I was barefoot at the time, I badly stubbed my toe. My plan had failed. But next time, believe me, my friends, the owl will be real, and all who pass may see my wickedness as his feathery face explodes against my boot. Oh yes, one day you will all see my power.
Oh, that's lovely.
I am Roger Crowley, the wickedest man in the world. How much longer shall my foul deeds go unpunished? This week I decided to flood the world, ridding it of all that is good in a perverse mockery of Noah's adventure. I filled my ark, or lilo, with the wickedest things I could find. 2 wasps, these rude playing cards, a picture of William Straw, and, of course, myself. Let the mayhem commence, I shouted. And then I set every tap in the house running, and laid back and laughed at the ensuing disaster. Unfortunately, after 3 hours, I realized the deluge had not happened. I had forgotten to put the plugs in the sinks. My plan had failed. But next time I will not be so stupid, my friends. So I hope you can swim. Oh yes. One day you will all see my